Hello learners! This is Teacher Kimberly and welcome to my channel. Halina't makinig at matuto ng mga pamamaraan at konsepto sa mathematics sa aking tutorial video. At kung bago ka pa lang sa channel ko, huwag kalimutang mag-like, share at subscribe. Pindutin din ang notification bell button para maging updated ka sa mga susunod kong video. Hello students! In my past tutorial, I already teach you on how to change improper fractions into a mixed numbers and vice versa. And today, I will teach you on how to add mixed numbers with like and unlike denominators. But let us have a review first on what is mixed number. A mixed number is a whole number and a proper fraction represented together. It generally represents a number between any two whole numbers. So, ang mixed number po ay combination siya ng whole number and a proper fraction. Example ng mixed number ay 2 and 4 over 6, kung saan ang whole number ay ang 2 at ang proper fraction naman ay ang 4 over 6. But how do we add mixed numbers with like denominators? To add mixed numbers with like or the same denominator, we should follow the steps below. Step 1. Add the whole numbers together. Step 2. Add the numerator of the fractions together. Step 3. If the sum of fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. And lastly, combine the sum of the whole numbers and fractional parts. For example, 2 and 4 over 6 plus 3 and 3 over 6. So, sa step 1, we need to add the whole numbers together. So, dito sa ating equation, ang 2 and 3 ay ang ating whole numbers. So, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. At ang 4 over 6 at 3 over 6 naman ay ang tinatawag nating proper fraction. In step 2, we need to add the numerator of the fractions together. Ang numerator ay yung number na nasa itaas ng fraction bar. So, in our proper fractions na 4 over 6 and 3 over 6, our numerators are 4 and 3. So, magiging 4 over 6 plus 3 over 6 is equal to 7 over 6. Kasi nga, ina-add lang ang numerators na 4 and 3. Step 3. If the sum of fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. As we all know, 7 over 6 is an improper fraction since ang kanyang numerator ay mas mataas o mas malaki kaysa sa denominator. And to change it into a mixed number, we will use the numerator 7 as our dividend and the divisor will be the denominator which is 6. Then proceed tayo sa division. So 7 divided by 6 is equal to 1 and multiply the result to the divisor which is 6. So 1 times 6 is equal to 6 and subtract. So 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. At hindi na divisible ang 1 by 6, kaya si 1 ay magiging remainder. To change 7 over 6 into a mixed number, we will use the quotient 1 as the whole number and the remainder 1 will be our numerator. And we will just copy or affix the denominator which is 6. Therefore, 7 over 6 is equal to 1 and 1 over 6. Step 4. Combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. So 5 plus 1 and 1 over 6 is equal to 6 and 1 over 6. So let's go back to the original equation. 2 and 4 over 6 plus 3 and 3 over 6 is equal to 6 and 1 over 6. Another example, 1 and 3/5 plus 2 and 4/5. In this equation, the whole numbers are 1 and 2. So, in step 1, we need to add the whole numbers together. So, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Then, 3 over 5 and 4 over 5 are the proper fraction. So, in step 2, add the numerator of the fractions together. So, 3 over 5 plus 4 over 5 is equal to 7 over 5. Kasi nga, we just add the numerators. So, ang numerators dito ay 3 and 4. So, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. That is why the result is 7 over 5. Step 3. If the sum of fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. So, 7 over 5 is an improper fraction, meaning we will convert it to a mixed number. So, to convert it to a mixed number, we will use the numerator 7 as our dividend, and the denominator 5 will be our divisor. So, 7 divided by 5 is equal to 1, and multiply the result to the divisor, which is 5. 1 times 5 is equal to 5. And subtract. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. And since 2 is not divisible by 5, we will use 2 as our remainder. And to convert 7 over 5 into a mixed number, the quotient 1 will be our whole number and the remainder 2 will be the numerator. And just affix or copy the denominator, which is 5. Therefore, 7 over 5 is equal to 1 and 2 over 5. Step 4. Combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. So, 3 plus 1 and 2 over 5 is equal to 4 and 2 over 5. Ganon din dito sa 1 and 3 over 5 plus 2 and 4 over 5 is equal to 4 and 2 over 5. Another example, 1 and 1 over 7 plus 3 and 5 over 7. So, dito sa equation, ang ating whole numbers ay 1 at saka 3. In step 1, add the whole numbers together. So, 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Then, 1 over 7 and 5 over 7 are the proper fractions. So, in step 2, add the numerator of the fractions together. So, dito sa ating fractions, ang ating numerator ay 1 at saka 5. So, add 1 over 7 plus 5 over 7 is equal to 6 over 7. At dahil ang result sa step 2 ay hindi improper fraction, we will proceed directly to step 4. So, we will combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. So, 4 plus 6 over 7 is equal to 4 and 6 over 7. Ganon din dito sa 1 and 1 over 7 plus 3 and 5 over 7 is equal to 4 and 6 over 7. But how can we add mixed numbers with unlike denominators? So, to add mixed numbers with unlike or different denominators, we should follow the steps below. Step 1. Add the integers together. Step 2. Add the fractions together. In this section, you must first find the least common denominator or LCD, then you can add the numerator of the fractions together. Step 3. If the sum of the fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. And lastly, combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. For example, 1 and 1/2 plus 2 and 2/3. So, 1 and 2 are the whole numbers. And in step 1, add the whole numbers together. So, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Then, 1/2 and 2/3 are the proper fraction. Step 2, add the numerators of the fractions together. So 1/2 plus 2/3, we cannot add them directly since as you can see, they are dissimilar fraction because they have different denominators. So, ang una nating gagawin ay hahanapin muna ang kanilang LCD or the least common denominator para ma-change sila into similar fractions. This time, we will use the traditional listing method to find the LCD of 2 and 3. Ang 2 meron siyang multiples na 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Ang 3 naman meron siyang multiples na 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. And our LCD is 6. So, gagamitin natin si LCD na 6 para maging common denominator. So, 1/2 plus 2/3 is equal to 3/6 plus 4/6. Paano nakuha ang 3/6 at saka 4/6? Ang unang ginamit dyan, ginamit yung LCD na 6 as their common denominator. Then, dinivide. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. And minultiply yung result na 3 doon sa numerator na 1. So, 3 times 1 is equal to 3. And, again, i-divide natin si common denominator na 6 sa kay 3. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2 and multiply the result to the numerator which is 2. So, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Kaya nagkaroon ng equation na 3/6 plus 4/6. Now, we can now add since sila na ay similar fractions. So, we just add the numerators. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. And just copy or affix the common denominator which is 6. So, the answer is 7/6. Step 3. If the sum of fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. Alam naman natin na ang 7/6 ay improper fraction kasi nga ang kanyang numerator ay mas mataas o mas malaki kaysa kanyang denominator. At para ma-change siya o ma-convert into a mixed number, gagamitin natin ang numerator na 7 para maging dividend at ang denominator na 6 ay magiging divisor. At proceed tayo sa division. So, 7 divided by 6 is equal to 1 at i-multiply ang result na 1 sa divisor na 6. So, 1 times 6 is equal to 6. And we will subtract. So, 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. Since hindi na divisible by 6 ang 1, magiging remainder na natin si 1. So, 7/6 is equal to 1 and 1/6. Bakit ganyan ang result? Kasi dito, ang numerator na 1 ay nagmula sa ating remainder na 1. At ang whole number na 1 naman ay nagmula sa ating quotient na 1. At kinopya lang dito ang denominator na 6. Kaya nagkaroon ng result na 1 and 1/6. Step 4. Combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. 3 plus 1 and 1/6 is equal to 4 and 1/6. Ganon din dito sa ating original equation, 1 and 1/2 plus 2 and 2/3 is equal to 4 and 1/6. Another example, 3 and 4/9 plus 4 and 2/3. So, ang ating whole numbers ay 4 and 3. In step 1, we need to add the whole numbers together. So, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. And the proper fractions are 4/9 and 2/3. So, in step 2, we need to add the numerators of the fractions together. But, we cannot add directly because they are dissimilar fractions since they have dissimilar or different denominators. So, this time, we will use the traditional listing method to find the LCD of 9 and 3. Ang 9 meron siyang multiples na 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. Ang 3 naman, ang kanyang multiples ay 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. And our LCD is 9. So, gagamitin natin siya as the common denominator para ma-change into similar fractions si 4 over 9 plus 2 over 3. So, ayan. 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. And multiply 1 to the numerator, which is 4. So, 1 times 4 is equal to 4. And 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. Multiply the result to the numerator, which is 2. So, 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Kaya nagkaroon ng equation na 4 over 9 plus 6 over 9. Since they are now similar fraction, we can now add the numerators. So, 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. And just copy the common denominator, which is 9. So, the answer is 10 over 9. And as you can see, it is an improper fraction since ang kanyang numerator ay mas mataas kaysa sa denominator. Step 3. If the sum of fractions becomes an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and write the answer. So, ngayon, kailangan nating i-convert into a mixed number si 10 over 9 since siya ay improper fraction. So, gagamitin natin ang numerator na 10 as our dividend at ang denominator naman na 9 ay magiging divisor. So, 10 divided by 9 is equal to 1 and multiply the quotient 1 to the divisor, which is 9. So, 1 times 9 is equal to 9. And subtract. So, 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. And 1 will be our remainder. So, ang improper fraction na 10 over 9, kapag i-convert into a mixed number, the result is 1 and 1 over 9. Saan nagmula si 1 and 1 over 9? Ang 1 na whole number ay nagmula sa quotient na 1. At ang numerator naman na 1 ay nagmula sa ating remainder na 1. At kinopya lang dito ang denominator na 9. Kaya nagkaroon ng result na 1 and 1 over 9. Step 4. Combine the sum of the whole numbers and the fractional parts. So, 7 plus 1 and 1 over 9 is equal to 8 and 1 over 9. Therefore, 3 and 4 over 9 plus 4 and 2 over 3 is equal to 8 and 1 over 9. That's all for today's tutorial, and I hope you enjoy and learned from my lesson today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell button so that you'll get updated for my next video. Thank you for watching!